For Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim sauce with the awesome fave, with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another road edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. And boy, are we excited because we are thrilled to start a new partnership with our latest, greatest sponsor, and that's why we're here today at Batch New Southern Kitchen, even money shot.
The lighting is a disaster so far. Put together with Scotch tape and a little bit of vinegar and some of the sauce they use on the chicken and waffles.
No,
Kevin, very innovative.
Kevin
I think he had the thing solved. Yeah.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Welcome to Broadcast 101.
We are here on the Lunchbox, and again, it is a great pleasure to have you on board. And
we're going to need the lighting on this.
Without even a further ado, we got the food dropping in.
Suggestion: they put the salad in front of me while you have the chicken and waffles, which is a brilliant deduction on their part.
Yes. Kevin, how are you today? And why don't you tell the fine folks a little bit about
owner, operator, entrepreneur came on up with the idea, and here we are at Batch in Fort Lauderdale. This is a great place.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for coming in. Really excited to get this started with you guys. So we've been open about 2 years now. Opened up our first location in Miami about 10 years ago. So we opened up a casual pub, scratch kitchen, craft bar, local beers, fresh juice program, craft cocktails. Opened up a second location in Delray in 2017, and then we were expanding up to West Palm Beach, where we wanted to get a little more food forward. So we opened up the Southern Kitchen on Clematis Street, so 223 Clematis. That was 2018, and then this came right after COVID, about 2 years ago. Our 2 year anniversary is at the end of December.
the greatest time to open a restaurant,
right
fantastic. In the middle of the pandemic.
Nobody's allowed outside the house. Whatever the dish is in front of you, the aroma is sensational.
Awesome. Yeah. Super excited to get you guys to try it. So we got our fresh buttermilk biscuits, our signature chicken and waffles, our bourbon glazed short rib, and then a barbecue chicken salad in front of you.
Wow. That's
so
fantastic.
Before we get into all this great food, and again, your scratch kitchen, you also are what you call a craft bar where you have your own distilled spirits that you make, I guess, and distribute for your brand, right? And I've got in front of me one of those drinks, specialty
You've been raving
drinks
about this drink, Michael.
that features one of those distilled spirits, and this is what the
toasted pecan whiskey sour. So we infuse whiskey with pecans, Madagascar vanilla beans, and then we make a traditional sour with egg white, lemon juice, simple syrup, shake it up, put it in a coupe.
Christen this partnership.
You know, I cannot resist
the big gulp.
A coupe cup, which is a classic 1920s. You know, I think I'm in The Great Gatsby. And then anytime I see that frothy egg white on top of my drink, I just can't resist it.
Make sure you put your pinky out when you sip it.
And it's like an egg cream. Me and Defo.
You want to make any declarations before you take this first sip? Or
no, I hereby declare this holiday season.
Beautiful.
And it is the season of drink, and we're going to be having a little greet up later today for anybody out there on Let's Eat South Florida.
Are you going to be signing autographs? Did you bring the autograph pictures that we had made for you for this particular appearance, Mike, man? How is that thing?
I'll do anything anybody wants within reason that doesn't land me in jail, right,
All
Kevin?
right.
That's a beautiful drink. It's got that little sour. Hence, it's called a whiskey sour. I used to drink a lot of these on the bar mitzvah circuit in Brooklyn.
First drink alcoholic beverage I ever had was an apricot sour. I didn't know what to order. I was at a bar mitzvah or a wedding or something, and I wasn't a big drinker. Beer, that was about it. And I was with a girl, and she says, "Why don't you try an apricot sour?" And I tried it, and I thought it was like great. I didn't realize, that it probably was, going to lead to an early grave. But how is that? I mean, among sours, I don't know if you're a sour type of drinker.
Well, I'm a sour person, a lot of people would say, right, Kevin?
You've seen him and some of the scathing indictments he's written against restaurants. No, he's usually very positive.
I'm fair. But this drink has that proper balance between sweet and sour, and I could see it being a wonderful way to kick off a meal here. And again, I can't resist the frothy egg white. It looks like, kind of a head of a top of a beer, but also like the egg creams that we used to enjoy with the chocolate milk and
those were always
and
great.
Seltzer.
At the Briar Patch, I used to go in Brooklyn. Now what's the? Tell us the story behind making your own You're on whiskey here.
The base
That's
spirit we
very
use there is
interesting.
our pecan whiskey. And a lot of people would order sours, right? So you get a whiskey sour. My grandma used to drink them, and you get
Sure.
the little, the real red maraschino cherry that was
Right,
injected with every chemical known to man.
Throw a couple of those in there.
Yeah, right. 2 or 3.
You're
So-
glowing at night.
Right,
after, you
right.
know.
It's radioactive.
Yeah.
So, and then the other drink that became kind of popular, amaretto sours, right, which were much
yeah.
lower proof, very
Yeah.
sugary, syrupy, but a lot of people liked them. So, what we kind of came up with this idea was infusing whiskey at a higher proof with pecans and Madagascar vanilla beans and some brown sugar. And that's kind of a bridge between
I can taste that vanilla,
sweeter
yeah.
amaretto sour, which I personally wouldn't drink, but a whiskey sour for some people is a little too spirit forward. So it's a nice little bridge between those two popular sour cocktails. It's a little crafty, a little unique. So it's, it's a little bit on the sweeter side, but it should be pretty well balanced. But it's a little bit more approachable, and it gets a spot on our drink menu versus just calling out a regular whiskey sour.
Nice. Again, all kinds of great spirits here. What are some of the other big selling cocktails on the menu?
Well, we'll be bringing them out to you. So
I'll be drinking them all between 5 and 7, and I'll Uber home.
Yeah, we'll throw you in the wheelbarrow out back and take you over there. So yeah, we like to do all of our syrups are made in house. We do our own juicing. We juice our own ginger, make our own ginger beer, do our own root beer. So our infused spirits, we have quite a few of them. We also have a bunch of single barrel whiskeys. It's a pretty cool program. We'll partner with our suppliers. We got one of the bigger whiskey selections down here, and we'll bring in barrels, team up with a local charity, and any of the bottles that we sell retail. For example, it's one of ours for Knob Creek, and that anytime we sell a bottle, 100% of the proceeds, it's wrapped up, so I can't, we'll bring another one over.
Yeah.
But 100% of the proceeds, every dollar above the invoice price goes to a charity, and that one
wow.
specifically
beautiful.
actually goes to sick kids.
You guys
So-
seem very philanthropic minded here, and I love the way that you tie in the alcoholic, the craft cocktails with helping out the kids, because I always say, if you're going to drink, do it for the kids. And you have,
So here was the
You're going
thought,
to gamble,
right?
do it for the kids.
Yeah, so the tagline is "Drink for the
Education.
kids," right? So how do you when you buy a fancy bottle of whiskey, how do you justify it to your significant other? You say, "Well,
It's for the kids.
sure, I spent $100 on whiskey, but it's for the kids."
So there's
Yeah,
a kid
right.
somewhere that's very happy.
like when Defo and I go to the track, we say we're redistributing the wealth to some of the more needy gamblers and degenerates out there. But
That's right.
again, in that same vein, you have this ongoing promotion now that's culminating this Friday. The Shots for Tots, you call it?
Shots for tots. So the idea is
A
you come
brilliant
in-
concept, by the
Yeah,
way.
well, it was that or drink and
name
toy
alone,
drive.
I
You
mean.
thought
Drink and
drink
toy
and
drive.
toy drive.
We don't want to drink and drive,
Yeah,
even
drink and
though
toy
this-
drive was probably a little bit too far, so we settled on
Yeah.
this. We opened it. I opened the first restaurant when I was 26 in Miami.
Oh wow.
And so, we we're a little irreverent with things. So we have a picture of a baby that, just tired, but looks like he maybe had a couple cocktails.
Yeah, okay. Wow.
Drink,
Shots for tots.
so shots for tots. And the idea is you bring in an unwrapped toy and we give you a shot. So we do it in all 4 of our restaurants. We partner with a really, really great place. It's called Patches. It's in Homestead. So it was opened by a bunch of nurse practitioners who left their jobs to go open up this. It's for underserviced areas of the community, kids that are medically complex. Their parents don't have insurance or it doesn't cover it. They don't ever turn anybody away. And it's not it's not the biggest place.
Right.
So for us to do this,
it really makes an impact
Huge
on a
impact,
smaller
huge
place
impact,
as
right.
opposed to some of these taxpayer subsidized hospital districts. So that's very noble, worthy cause. And again, so you come in with a wrap present, that's
unwrapped, just to make
unwrapped
sure you
present.
don't bring anything, silly.
A lump of coal. I
yeah.
would try to get away with the lump of coal.
And then we
gift wrap.
take all the toys down. A couple of years ago, pre-COVID, we were able to give them that to the kids, which was
beautiful.
pretty cool. It's tough to watch, but it's a real nice feeling to be
And
able
it
to see
ends
them.
this Friday.
So our holiday parties are tomorrow in Miami. So
Mhm.
Thursday night Miami, Friday in Fort Lauderdale, Saturday in West Palm Beach, and then Sunday in Delray. So then we go up next week, grab all the toys, and bring them down. So we
Okay.
have Santa Claus
Curious,
go there.
26. You get started as a restaurateur in Miami. Very competitive market.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's probably
especially
pretty
Miami.
stupid.
Give us a little bit of the background story here, Kevin. I mean, 26. I was, maybe mentally in another area. But,
I was too. I just,
but this is business wise. I mean, and a tough place to make it, as Mayo can attest to, Mike Mayo. What got you going? What was your background?
So I started as a dishwasher. I was 13.
Oh wow.
Good on
Good
you.
for you.
Worked my way up.
This is
You
an
grew up
racial
where?
ounce or
In,
something?
Northeast, right
Long
outside
Island?
New York, Connecticut, but right outside
Connecticut,
Manhattan.
okay.
This Yankees, Giants.
Yep.
Rangers mix.
Tommy Cutlets, you must be excited. But yeah, and then so you started off in the biz and
Paid
you
for
worked-
college,
worked-
bartending.
right?
Went to-
Parents weren't involved. This wasn't some kind of
No, it's,
sort of inherited DNA.
No, they were. I was the black sheep. great parents. They awesome. They always provide for me and my brother. Came from blue collar families. They wanted to create better lives for me and my brother. We didn't have everything we always wanted, but we always had everything we needed. So went to school, took a scholarship to go to Indiana University, paid for the rest of it with bartending. Went for finance and accounting, and went to one interview.
Like, nope.
Wasn't for me. Knew what I wanted to do, so I moved down to Miami to get behind the bar to make the money I needed to open up a spot.
Beautiful.
So I worked at the Clevelander for 5 years, worked at some nightclubs on South Beach.
Camp
That's
out there
fun.
in
What kind of
Miami.
action did you have going there as a handsome
your
bartender?
20s?
So next topic.
In your 20s and single, I would assume, at the time? Oh my God.
So anyways, guys.
DiCaprio had nothing on you down there in South Beach. What are you
So
talking
then I started looking, found a great spot, an amazing landlord in Brickell that was willing to take a chance on somebody that had never done it.
That's great.
Partnered with a small venture capital firm that I had my cojones in a vice grip if I misstepped, but built it out. It was a raw build.
Of what descent was this venture?
President? Baseball bats in the trunk. And, real good guys. So built out a restaurant from scratch in downtown Miami.
That's a great
probably
story.
And
big,
it kept
big swing.
expanding, and you just you hit on a concept, I guess, that some people just talk a little bit about, because when you hear Southern food, comfort food, a lot of people think, heavy or maybe not the healthiest, but you kind of, we were in here for brunch last month, and let me tell you, some of those, like the shrimp Benedict dish, and some of those salads, that burrata salad, and I guess we have
This looks
another.
phenomenal.
We have a shrimp salad here today, so
That's,
you do have the
that looks like
lighter
chicken on top there.
the lighter side in mind, right?
Yeah. So when we opened up in West Palm and we're designing the concept, which is the story in itself, we designed the concept and opened the restaurant from lease in 90 days.
Oh, wow.
That is
Wow.
That's a fun
impressive.
story. Yeah.
Scary and
Story
impressive.
for a different day. But when we were designing the menu, that kind of was our thought process. What food did, culinary director, what do you like cooking? What are you passionate about? What am I passionate about? And I was big on whiskey. I think it's a great American spirit. We really want it to be American based. We don't have any spirits on our specialty cocktail list that aren't made in America. We try to do as many local purveyors and products as possible, New World wines, local craft beers.
Oh, nice.
So when we designed the concept, we said, well, Southern's great, but everything is trending towards a little bit healthier, a little bit lighter, dietary restrictions and preferences. So how do we bridge that gap? So we designed a menu that had those lighter items. Obviously, you got your chicken and waffles, but we have the lighter items on it. And surprisingly, one of the sections we created at the time, which we've now integrated into our main menu, but it was called the grass-fed section, and it was designed to be a vegetarian and vegan available section of our menu.
That's all my
Grass
mail right
friendly.
there.
Well, you're been known to dabble in the grass friendly realm.
Yeah, no, I'm in all for it. I mean, the healthier the better. I mean, if you can get it that way.
Oh, we're talking about stuff that actually grows in the ground, not that you crumble up and
no.
roll in a
Variety
paper.
of ways of infusing
But
your
so-
your spirits with that.
So we created this part of the menu, which, for example, one of the first dishes that still kind of exists is we took jackfruit, which I don't know if you guys are familiar with.
I'm familiar with it. It could be spun into all kinds of
Right.
meat-like substances, and it's
a
really
cousin
good.
of durian, which I've never had, but I hear it's the most disgusting thing on the
Durian
plant.
is the stinkiest. Imagine going into a let's say the Dolphins locker room and picking up every sock that was discarded after the
I'm
game,
glad you didn't go to
wringing
John's
it
on that.
and putting it into a fruit form. That's durian. It's the stinkiest fruit. It's an Asian delicacy.
Love it. Would love to try. So this is
Yeah.
the non-stinky cousin. So
Okay.
this is like the New York Giants locker room because they weren't playing this week.
They
Right?
came out smelling like roses, right? Oh.
So we shred it. We put it in our house-made barbecue sauce, and it eats like pulled pork. So we tried to kind of create these fun variants on Southern, but more modern. So it's more modern, a little bit lighter, those different options. And what's really interesting is some of our most loyal customers are vegetarians and vegans.
Yeah, and
That's wild.
And in a Southern restaurant
You're
where,
thinking gravy with beef in it, pork, all kinds of
hanging
stuff.
pigs and racks
Yeah.
of ribs and briskets, and some of our best customers and most loyal customers come in for the vegetarian and vegan options.
I wish people could see off camera here. I know we're not supposed to break the third or whatever you call it, the third wall, but Lubie is wrestling his lighting fixture here, and it is some golden comedy. At this point, I would just say, give up the ghost, Lubie. Come on the show and let's start eating. I want to talk about
Yeah, you got to
these
grab a couple of
drop
subs. That's all we
biscuits.
need Lubie to do.
Here's this is one of my. Again,
now how do you?
I
There's
came
some
in
butter
here.
there. There's some syrup. I
There's-
mean, come on, man.
Well, we call it jam or preserves,
Yeah.
not syrup. It's not Fox's.
Oh, I
you
didn't
bet.
see it.
Listen,
I mean,
the
I can't
customer's
see it
never
from
wrong.
here,
You
yeah.
want to call it syrup?
No,
you call it
it's
syrup.
blocked by my vision is blocked by the size of these biscuits, which look
Well,
fantastic.
these are the drop biscuits. Are these considered vegan, or you? I guess use butter and animal products.
Are we allowed to lie on the show?
No.
or-
Well, it's vegetarian, right?
correct.
It's vegetarian. So
Definitely
these-
not vegan. But yeah, so it's the buttermilk biscuits. We make them throughout the shift, so they're always fresh. You have honey butter there, and then a house-made jam that changes seasonally based.
I love this. I came in for brunch.
Are you going to do it?
with Lubie and Sh- I'm not going
I
to put it
don't
in.
think you can do that.
Wait, in
have
one
you witnessed
bite?
the Mike Mayo Big Bite?
I'm
He does it with
kind of
sandwiches.
impressed.
It's kind of disgusting.
There's no need to do it.
Has
for this
anybody
kind of
ever
item.
swallowed one of those in one bite?
Well, I guess we're gonna. They are very they'll melt in your mouth. So
That would defeat the purpose of.
I don't know if Lubie wants to record this for posterity or
Oh, you're going to do it? Okay.
the next best Oscar for best lighting in a
Kevin,
podcast.
this will be the single most disgusting thing that ever happened at any batch restaurant on location. There, oh my God! Look out, ladies and gentlemen! He did it, the entire thing in one bite. Joey Chestnut, has he been in here to try the chicken and waffles? Because it's Chestnut-esque what he's.
Yeah,
been
this
able to do.
reminds me of my day at the Clevelander. It just wasn't
It reminds
food.
me of my first time when I saw Animal House. When Plutarski was there, and he said, "What am I now?" And he puffed his cheeks out, and he was his hit. All right, so does
melt in
that,
your mouth. It is melt in your mouth.
this is the guy that you're now having embraced as an endorser of the restaurant, Kevin. I don't. You might want to rethink your position.
Yeah,
on this.
next time they have to cut the check, they say, "What's his name?" The
That's
biscuit
not the
guy.
way to-
Biscuit
that
guy.
wasn't the idea you had in mind when you thought
This
about
is exactly what I had. in
savoring
mind.
the biscuit.
I'm still working on it.
I don't know that he's going to come back from this.
Now I kind of want everybody to come into the restaurant, do the
uh,
Mike Mayo challenge. I'm
Other than that,
waiting
how was
on
the
the
play,
waiting
Mrs.
on the
Lincoln?
lawsuit.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
yeah, you're going to have to guzzle a little bit of that whiskey sour. All right, now this braised short rib dish, it's the aroma is fantastic. Tell us about
Yeah, well, let's
background on that.
swap these out. Let's get you the good one.
Well,
and
no,
then
because
that's-
I'm a big
All right,
fan
let's-
of the salad.
Let's get you that one.
I'm going on both. We're
So it's
diving all
a
in.
bourbon glazed short rib. We put it over sweet potato mash, some sprouts because
Sweet potato. Oh yeah, nice.
you gotta have some greens in there. That's the appropriate thing to do in today's day and age. You gotta have some veggies. You can eat around them. You'll be fine. And then some crispy straws on top.
It's good stuff.
Are you okay?
I'm okay now.
Yeah. You sure?
I don't know why I let you talk me into that every time.
Believe me,
before.
it took no convincing on my part, Kevin. You saw how easy it was to manipulate this man's mind.
I love a good challenge, and you know what? It actually was my workout for the day because I've just broken into a sweat
Yeah.
and got my jaw muscles going and ready to dive into some
It's really
more.
just
of the
it's a
chicken.
workout.
It is. It was great, and these drop biscuits. I mean, we came here, me and Lubie and Shirley and Val last month, and we had a whole kind of rundown of some of your brunch items. And you do this weekend
might need
brunches
that,
both
yeah.
Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday open at 10 a.m. It's our busiest time of the week. Southern brunch, mimosas, bellinis, cold brew coffee, all the good things.
Yeah, the bottomless brunch is available for $25 for those who like to imbibe, and for those who just like to eat, like me. And when everybody said, you got to try the drop biscuits. You got to try the drop biscuits. And I'm like, all right, it's a biscuit. How good could it be? And then they brought it out when it's fresh and hot in that skillet, and you smear
nice.
on that honey butter and some of that, the jam, the preserves. It's just an unbelievably good bite. And that one I ate in several bites, not in one, because I was with mixed company. And I do feel shame and remorse for subjecting that to you on our inaugural visit, but that's kind of what has become a Lunchbox signature.
It's a staple of the show.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
All right, I'm diving into salad. Give us a little bit about the concept here. And then you also have ones with shrimp and
Yeah, so salads, coming in for lunch, fresh, light, easy eating. Make sure that anybody that works, lives in the area can still come in, get something that's a little bit lighter, fresh.
do I even bother passing it down to Michael?
I
Or,
think he said he was going to eat another biscuit.
doing-
One
oh,
No,
more
I'm
the
going
chicken and
for
waffles.
some
Yeah,
chicken.
yeah.
I'm going to pick up some chicken. Do you want a biscuit there?
I'll take a
Defo,
little
man?
piece. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. I got to try it. I
Come
mean,
grab a little bit. Oh, I got that. Thank
it's
you.
fantastic. Yeah.
So
Lubie,
barbecue,
welcome back.
Hello.
barbecue chicken, field greens that we mix ourselves. Nice mix of tomatoes, red onion, some corn. Kind of just a nice medley of veggies. So it's light and easy.
Are you were you surprised at the popularity? I mean, when you're looking at chicken and waffles, that's been a staple of Southern kind of cooking for a long, long time. But I was kind of surprised at the popularity that this kind of dish has achieved. Is it the most popular thing that you guys have here?
Chicken and waffles is our number one item. It's a great dish. It's brine chicken. We do a sweet tea brine, 24 hours. We have pressure fryers back there, which we used for our fried turkeys for Thanksgiving. Serve it with a bourbon maple sauce, honey butter, house-made cornbread waffle. So it's a nice little play on traditional chicken and waffles. It's good value. You know, everything's expensive today. You get a half chicken, the full waffle. You can do it for an affordable rate and still take some food home. And that's kind of always been our value proposition.
Back down the line to Lubie there.
And I could, I just started off by cutting up a little bit of the chicken breast, and like you said, that sweet tea brine, it makes it so juicy and flavorful outside the batter, and it's just very flavorful. And then you combine it and you do a little bit of the butter and the syrup with your waffle and put a piece of chicken on it. You say it's a Southern dish, but I didn't become really kind of famous in Los Angeles, a place called Roscoe's.
Yeah, Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. And so how Southern is it, or do you know much about the history? Because I don't. I just know when I see it, I like to eat it.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't know the answer to that. I'm pretty sure it predated. It was Southern in nature, and Roscoe's just did a really great job with it, and that's kind of what brought the popularity up. But I'm pretty sure this
sounds like something out of Louisiana, doesn't it?
Well, no, Roscoe. I think originally were Southern, and then they went to L.A. and they made their name there. Is what I think. I mean, and you guys do a great job with it. What I find interesting is, like, you guys are really good at having your mainstays, but as we've talked to some of the associates here, you guys are also working on you've tweaked things as well, which I'm impressed by that as well.
Yeah, we always try to bring in new things. We make our own hot sauce. Anytime we do a menu update, it's always, where do we go a step forward? It's kind of that philosophy. If you stay stagnant, you're really not. You're going in reverse. So anytime that we have the opportunity to improve something, make something in-house versus buy it, we're always trying to make something better and bring new, fresh flavors. You can't have the same menu for multiple years.
And I know you did also like a personnel retooling here that you weren't necessarily, you always want to improve, and you thought there was room for improvement here. And this is really a hidden gem, but just talk about, that whole process as a restaurateur in terms of continuously striving for the improvement and the steps that you take to do that.
Well, yeah, COVID was interesting, right? It kind of was what they call it, the mass exodus, or what was it? The mass resignation. It was tough.
Everybody stopped working.
Everyone stopped working. The industry got hit real hard, and a lot of the best people left. They went outside of the industry, and we were very fortunate in our area where the community supported us. They came in, people were buying gift cards, taking food to go. It was really community driven, which was great. But I heard a lot of stories of really difficult guests in other areas that weren't understanding, weren't compromising. They'd come into the restaurants where they didn't have a staff, whether they couldn't find enough people or staff was out sick and the restaurants were being responsible, couldn't staff. So they would close the dining room, not because they wanted to, but because they had to give the right service. And guests would come in and why can't I sit there? So it was tough during that time, and it wore on some staff members. So they left. And so COVID was a difficult time for our industry, and coming out of it and then staffing up and the volume we saw in Florida, it was a challenging time. Managers were covering gaps, getting burnt. Managers were bartenders were busboys. I was running shifts, whatever you had to do to get by. So, it took a toll on people. A lot of people left, and we had awesome people. We did some really cool retention programs to share. We paid over $150,000 of hourly bonuses to our employees.
That's
nice. The government came in and did some great stuff for us, and we wanted to give it back. That wasn't meant to be held at the top. So we did some cool things for employees that had been with us for a while. Remember when everybody was paying these recruiting bonuses and sign-on bonuses? We said, well, what are you telling your best people? You should go leave and work somewhere else. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. So
always good to reward the talent. And again, it looks like you've turned the corner in terms of, customer satisfaction. I know when we came out for brunch last month and it was a beautiful day on a Sunday, and we got nothing, everybody around us looked happy and all our food was great. What's the feedback you've been getting from guests?
Sure. So our big push has always been, hospitality service. Make people feel welcome, make them feel like they're at home, go the extra mile. I don't know if you read Unreasonable Hospitality, but that idea of providing people with more than they've asked for, and that's anything in life, right? It's just the idea, if you pay X, if you can give somebody what they feel and value is more than X, you win. And so our idea with hospitality is that, enlightened hospitality, and making sure people feel like they got their money's worth. Right now, nothing is cheap, right? We try to be value-based, but we still want to make sure somebody leaves and whatever their tab is, they say, I would pay that 7 days a week to come back over and over again.
And speaking of,
Sorry,
value-based,
good-looking cocktails coming out here. What
you
is
guys
this?
have a daily happy hour, and we're going to be
with that. We have Zach, and we definitely want to tease that. But I want Zach to explain what these are, and then Mayo's going to explain why we're so ready for cocktails today during our lunch hour. So, Zach, if you can explain these, that would be fantastic.
Welcome to the Lunchbox, by the way.
Thank you for having me.
You're doing a fine
on.
job here, Zach. Great
It's a
job.
pleasure to be here. All right, so the first one over here, this is a non-alcoholic cocktail that we have. It's a Southern Aqua Fresca. It's made with our house-made cucumber mint syrup, and it's honestly a really good, refreshing drink to
It
have.
looks beautiful. Can I pick it up
Yeah,
and take
absolutely.
a sip of it? Or should
By
I
all means,
guzzle
they're for
all
you
of
guys.
these, Defo? Is that going to be the new
They're
shtick here?
fantastic.
I like it. I love the description too. I mean, this is a guy that obviously is bought into the system.
It's cool and
Great guy.
refreshing,
Yeah.
but since I regard like non-alcoholic mocktails the same way as vegan burgers, what spirit would I put in here to kind of
Honestly,
maybe give it a jazz?
Personally, I would recommend a shot of like vodka, a little shot of vodka, in
Vodka
there,
or
probably
gin,
make it good.
maybe? Or-
Honestly, gin would work really good
Yeah.
too. Honestly, probably a better direction to go with the gin because we have a vodka and our cucumber crush cocktail over here, which is made with the same syrup, but it's
Oh,
also
good.
grown a
But
little
in the
different
middle,
for
I
us.
see a little caffeine.
Yeah, we have the
drink.
spiked cold brew. It's one of
Yes.
our brunch cocktails. It's made with our house-made cold brew, as well as a little Bailey's, and then a little bit of our house-made pecan whiskey as well.
I'm going to leave that one for Lubie because he's a caffeine freak. You can tell he's a very sedate person.
Little
He
bit
needs a
wired,
little
yeah, no
energy.
question.
And then we've got the cucumber
The
crush.
cucumber crush, that's going to be our house-made cucumber mint syrup, and that's going to be with a wheat leaf vodka, well garnished with a little cucumber ribbon around there, a little bit of mint on top to make it look pretty. On top of that, a little bit of lime juice in there as
Defo,
well.
you want that a piece of that action? Because that
I don't
seems
know.
like
You know,
it's
I'm willing to
you
try
all-
almost anything. I just love the description. I'm always a fan of somebody that is in the service business.
Let the man.
Yeah,
have
when you
it.
ask
How
a question
this?
about
Let's
a
start a
drink-
new lunchbox tradition. We'll have the Defo big gulp. I want you to chug that whole
Oh no, I
mason
don't know about that. Yeah, I'm not in Mayo mode. Let me try it though.
You see, he's such a weasel. He gets me to do these things, and he won't play along.
Oh, that's delicious.
Yeah,
wow,
great
nice.
Yeah, it's pretty
that is
fantastic.
great.
And as far as
Very unusual cocktail. I mean, to
another-
have that kind of flavor.
But it's awesome.
another vodka drink here, which I kind of made up my own. I see you have like the blackberry
And
lemonade
cucumber right in
here.
there.
We have the
That's nice,
blackberry
yeah.
cardamom syrup that we use in
And
that one.
And I use, I put vodka with that blackberry. That was a
Great
very
choice.
good brunch item. Okay, and then we've got a pineapple.
Yeah,
thing
so
here.
that one's going to be our artillery punch. That is one of our house-made cocktails. Inside of that, it's basically a 1792 rum, I believe, whiskey. Sorry about that.
a whiskey.
And then that goes
That
mixed
goes with
with a bunch
my
of other
sour.
stuff, a little
I'm going
in. It's all you,
pineapple oleo sacro. Honestly, top a little bit of cherry juice as well. It's pretty good.
There we go, Mike Mayo. He's guzzling this stuff.
Oh wow,
It's
that's
great.
got that little bit of an edge, like is it bitter or it's like it's not just all sweet. It's
Well,
got a
so
little.
yeah, on top of it, you have our house-made cherry brandy as well. It's a little like splash of that on top, so that's probably where you get a little bit of that, as well as pineapple juice in there.
And a sprig of rosemary, which you
Yeah.
give that herbal essence, which I love. So that's great.
So
That's
that drink was I think it was the Civil War. It was something famous in the South. The
Okay.
Chatham Artillery Punch that they used to make in buckets, just giant. It was like their original hunch punch. So we upscaled
Oh, it looks great.
an old traditional Southern cocktail, and just keep going.
they drank a lot of those. No wonder why they lost.
They were waving white flags after two of those.
That's a really good drink. I'm going to have that
enjoy
next
that
time. And then last but not least,
What
what
do
do
we
we
got
got?
on the end? We have our bootlegger, which is one of our house-made keg cocktails. It's a fizz carbonated cocktail. I like that one a lot. It's actually a moonshine that we infuse in house. We use pineapple and jalapenos in the
An
moonshine.
infused in-house moonshine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we infuse it with pineapple and jalapeno,
Roll Tide.
Freebird.
a little bit of guava, lemon juice, and some simple syrup to wrap it up.
You see, I wanted to
wow.
become aligned with this great outfit there, Defo. I mean, these kinds of drinks
That
you
is
don't
great.
find everybody, and you don't
That is
find
beautiful.
house-made moonshine in every gin joint. in
Maybe
town.
Really
my
cool
first
thing about
experience with it.
This
yeah.
cocktail is when you infuse it with jalapeno and you mix it with citrus and guava and the things that are in it, you'll get a nice heat kick to it, right?
That's phenomenal.
But it also dies out. Do you have any of that lingering heat on your palate? Should
It's really
dissipate
great.
very, very quickly.
Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful cocktail. No question about it.
Awesome.
We're
Yeah.
here at Batch, new Southern Kitchen and Tap
Great
in
job,
Fort
man.
Lauderdale, 525 North Fork Federal Highway. I would be remiss if I didn't mention how easy, and I didn't realize that there is a parking garage right next door on the adjacent
No, you
side
forgot
street.
my favorite word. a free parking garage.
Complimentary
Free
is the word in the
parking
hospitality business. Why say something with one syllable when you can say it with 5? Complimentary parking in the garage next door, Northeast 5th Terrace is the side street that runs right along here. And is that something, I guess, do people, I was surprised. I didn't know that. And that's something we want to get the word out here on the Lunchbox.
Yeah, well, most places don't have free parking. So we have an amazing landlord here. The first 2 levels of the garage at the manor is free parking for up to 3 hours. So
4
hours.
I took a picture of the sign.
4 hours. So we have a sign out front that lets people know. But if somebody's coming in an Uber, they're walking. Most people don't see it till it's too late. So yeah, 4-hour parking. There's always spots available. Covered parking right next door. Security.
And again, it's even on a gray day like this where there's a little bit of rain, you park it covered parking, and boom, you right across the street from Batch. And again, tonight 5 to 7 p.m. we're going to do our Lunchbox After Dark takeover. In conjunction with Batch's happy hour. And if you come in and mention Lunchbox and you're going to get some items off the regular menu, not the happy hour menu, you can get an additional
20% off.
20%
Wow.
off. It's a very generous thing, Kevin.
Wow.
Just say the words Lunchbox, or maybe just say Mike Mayo, or say Big Bite
Come in
Biscuit.
and point and say, that's him.
Kevin's the best.
20%. I want my money.
Say Lunchbox.
I want my money, Jimmy.
And again, but during the regular, just tell us about the regular happy hour again.
Yeah.
It's like $7 cocktails.
Yes, anything that's $13 or under is $7.
Oh, wow.
We run it until 7 p.m. It's at the bar area. It's their entire outdoor patio. We've got fire pits outside. Love fire. You can't use them too much, but the cooler months, it's great to be able to sit around, drink a nice glass of whiskey, sit by the fire pit. We got live music Wednesday through Friday, so swing by for happy hour.
Yeah, that's great deals here. And again, today only come in any time during the day and off the regular menu items and cocktails, 20% off your entire tab if you say Lunchbox. And if the server looks at you funny, just say Kevin Danello said. It was good.
The word from the big man.
Yeah,
and live music here tonight.
Live music is
every
always
Wednesday,
great.
Thursday, Friday.
And we're going to be here from 5 to 7. I look forward to meeting anybody.
Come on out. We're going to be hanging out.
And everybody who comes on out, don't let a little bit of wet sprinkles deter you. It's going to be
it's not bad.
very nice, high and dry in here, we'll say. And one last thing, Kevin, the holiday season, I noticed you're going to be doing something called like the 12 days of Christmas brunch.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
What's that all about?
So each year during the 2-week stretch from Christmas to right after New Year's, Palm Beach County, Broward County, Miami, everybody's out of school, right? And our busiest time of the year is always around then. Everybody loves our brunch coming in, but when families are coming from out of town, they're always looking for brunch on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Traditionally, we only do it Saturday, Sunday. So this year we figured let's give it a try. We'll run brunch 7 days a week for that 2-week stretch.
Wow.
So 12 days of Christmas, 12 days of brunch. We figured we'll just run
regular
brunch
menu, including the never-ending drink,
all of it,
drink
all of it.
options.
It's funny, our friend Eric just said that place looks like it would be a fantastic brunch. You can come any day for those 12 days.
Yeah, you want to get grandma loaded when she's in town visiting. You bring her by for bottomless mimosas. And
Brilliant idea.
Got some cinnamon rolls for her. We'll sober up before she goes. But yeah, it makes it an easier day for the rest of the family.
I've got what I call an optimal situation in that I have an 18-year-old daughter who has her own car and drives meticulously. So she's not allowed to drink yet, but I am. So I could have her. Natalia could be my designated driver. We could have a whole crew come on out for one of those great holiday brunches and have a grand old time with some of the cocktails that are available during the Sunday brunch. Though I shouldn't say the weekend brunch service, which is going to be 12 days.
That's it. 12 days.
All good. Hey, Kevin, I know it was a little bit nerve-rattling for you, especially sitting next to me when
You look like a pro.
The biscuit, man.
The biscuit.
The
The
waffles
light
haven't
fell down
disappeared
5
yet.
times.
Nightmares.
And
A
he
little
didn't
surprised.
bat an eye.
You didn't know if you'd have to call in, Dr. Heimlich or somebody, but I got through it. This is one of those things where, I've become a pro. And and this place, again, the people maybe just drive right past it because it's right on Federal Highway and it's easy to just kind of whiz on by when you're going by. But you really got to slow down, enjoy yourself, get into that Southern mentality, get yourself a parking spot around the corner. Or if you live anywhere nearby, just take an Uber or a Lyft and come on over here because fantastic food, service, drinks. I mean, I am proud to be partnering up with you guys, and I'm looking forward to many more months of doing this. And I promise I won't do the big bite.
I promise you will.
He seemed to like it.
Beautiful
was more
setup,
impressed
though.
than
I mean,
scared.
you really did a great job. with
Yeah,
this
I'd love
place.
to do another one
Fantastic,
outside
yeah.
by the patio in the garden. We
Really
love meeting
nice.
new people.
Yeah.
We love our neighbors. We love the people that live in the neighborhood or are willing
Nice.
to travel down here. So anytime anybody comes by, ask me personally. We love doing something extra, meeting people for the first time, making them feel like they're at home, and making sure anytime they come in, they know they're going to get a great table and excellent hospitality. So I work 7 days a week. I'm always around. Would love to meet anybody that's listening and come by, ask for me, and we'll take great care
Well,
of
I
you.
heard you guys were doing a lot of holiday parties. This is that time of the year. You guys also do catering, which I was like, really? That's amazing. I wasn't even aware of the extent of your catering services.
Yeah, so we do catering. Go to our website. Our event guides, our catering guides are all available online. We love people that come in. We love helping people take care of holiday parties inside of the restaurant or out, office parties. We're always happy to try to bring some Southern hospitality and some scratch cooking wherever it is we can go.
And again, 4 locations. There's 2 different concepts, but the Fort Lauderdale one is the one for me because it's close by,
It's for all of
and it's doing a fantastic job here. Again, for more information, there's a Batch overall website. Is
BatchHospitalityGroup.com or BatchSouthernKitchen.com.
I'm great on Instagram too. It's at Batch FTL.
That's it. All right, Kevin. Thanks
Great
so
job.
much.
Wow.
Happy
Yeah,
holidays.
Kevin.
We'll see
Fantastic
you
stuff. Wow.
later today.
You're the
You'll
man,
be
my friend.
around for the
I'll be around.
for the Lunchbox takeover. We'll see how many people come out on a rainy day. I do urge everybody.
Should draw a giant crowd. I mean,
We're gonna have a
especially,
blast. Come join us.
We
Yeah,
added a
Yeah.
during a
surcharge
flood
for the
warning,
bills
yeah.
today.
You'll get my
Water
drugs.
is not on a house.
He's a Let's
You
Eat South Florida
freeloaders,
fan,
yeah.
and he loves when people come
I
on
lurk.
and post their
He's
receipts.
jealous of
So
tropical
what
acres.
everybody should do is come in today,
And
get
bitch,
get some of these great items off the menu, and then say Lunchbox, and then they'll have a receipt that says minus 20% discount. Post that on
Those
Let's
will
Eat.
never appear on Let's Eat South Florida. Never.
Never. That's a
All right.
positive.
Let's take a break, and we'll be back with more here from Batch, a new Southern Kitchen and Tap in Fort Lauderdale. Comfort food from a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to BatchSouthernKitchen.com. Hey, it's Mayo here for Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Since 1951, family owned for over 70 years, the home of freshness. I've been a customer for over 3 decades, and it's the place to go for poultry, steaks, meats, and of course, their unbelievable selection of fish and seafood. They've got it all. Key West pink shrimp, grouper, snapper, lobster, and of course, Florida stone crab claws of all sizes. Don't forget their famous fish dip and a full selection of prepared foods. It's located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just across from the Seminole Classic Casino. Owner Doug Carter and crew will take great care of you. Make sure to check out their weekly specials and daily catch online at DelawareChicken.com. Quality, value, freshness, that's the Delaware way. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, that's my spot. It's upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. People come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial. serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course, the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Mayo here for Prezzo Italian Restaurants. 2 locations, Boca Raton at Park Place on Military Trail and Palm Beach Gardens in the PGA Commons on PGA Boulevard. Contemporary Italian cuisine with house-made pastas, wood-fired pizzas, salads, veal, chicken, and of course their famous focaccia bread with oven-roasted garlic bulbs. In Garlic We Trust is their slogan, and you can trust Prezzo for a great experience with gracious service and tremendous value. Open 7 days, featuring brunch, lunch, dinner, and happy hour. Great wine deals and full bar at both locations. For reservations and more information, go to eatprezzo.com. We're back on the Lunchbox, and we thank again Kevin Danilo, who is the, I guess calls himself the managing.
Oh, what a great story. 26 years old, busboy at 13.
Go get her.
Doing
He's a
dishes and establishes now a great restaurant setup, not only here, but in other locations. Tremendous concept, doing charitable work, and then comes up with Mayo. I think you need to make some kind of pronouncement here. I mean, this short ribs dish is as good as anything.
Right here we have what they call, I guess, the short rib with the sweet potato mash and some roasted Brussels sprouts.
Tremendous compliment to
all the flavors in here.
Wow.
You know, I'm usually, when I see short rib, I was like, you know, but this one completely works. It's like, it's again a flavor bomb. The sweet potato mash, and then you get the Brussels, give it a little bit of that crunch along with the topping. They also have some crunchy. I don't know what it is. Like a carrot stick. I was.
It's perfectly done. It really is.
It's a beautiful bite. Yeah. I'm going to pass that over to Lubie. And one other thing, you know, he was mentioning the charity bottles that they sell. Where if you come in and buy a whole bottle at the bar, don't drink it all at once here.
Yeah, it's 110
bring
proof.
it home. But
that's serious.
One among the bottles that they're selling is the Angels Envy charity bottle, 110 proof, with proceeds going to Honor Flight, which is a great organization that takes veterans back to D.C. Like they go to Washington, D.C. and visit some of the memorials for the different wars. But Honor Flight
it really is a great thing. I have a friend who, as a veteran, 90-something years old, still runs like in triathlons and things like that, Sky Money. And he was on that flight. And you know what? Of all the things he does, the guy's still going strong. Moved him emotionally like you would never imagine, just to be part of that whole thing. Yeah. So it's a great program.
Great outfit. Yeah. And that's among the great things they do here at Batch. Hey, I want to put in the good word now about our friends at the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival.
What's going on with Phil and Company?
We are within a month from the big opening events. And again, it's hard to believe the holidays are almost here, and that means the 2024 Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival is almost upon us, January 8th through the 14th at various venues around town. Can't forget the big 4 events, which are the bar flight competition on Wednesday night, the Thursday night inaugural walk and roll Asian themed street food event, where we're going to be broadcasting live. It's going to be our first for us. We're going to do like an evening live
Mayo at night.
Mayo After Dark.
Mayo After Dark.
The Lunchbox After Dark is becoming a thing.
Lunchbox After Dark.
Yeah, and that's Thursday. Friday night is the poolside barbecue, where we enjoy going every year at the Hyatt Centric here right downtown. Yeah. And then Saturday, the big grand tasting event at the Las Olas Beachfront Park. Scores of different local restaurants featuring their best bites, along with great sips, cocktails, wine from all over. And again, those 4 events, if you go to vlfoodwine.com, and again, use the magic word Lunchbox, you'll get an extra 15% off the already low ticket prices, and it makes for a great holiday gift for the food lover in your life. Go to vlfoodwine.com, and of course, they've got all kinds of other things, and cooking demonstrations, seminars, intimate dinners like our friend Tim and Baloo at the Catherine. There's still availability for that one. That's on Tuesday night.
Of the
January
intimate
9th.
dinners that are scheduled, how many are you planning on
I
attending?
might
you
go
go
to
to all
every
of
one. I think
Yeah.
I'm going to have I'm going to go in, do a Mayo Big Bite at each one.
Oh yeah, because some are the same days.
Totally repulse everybody in the house and just like fly out of there and just go hopping around from
Good idea.
restaurant to
Yeah.
restaurant. That'll endear me to Phil and Kate.
No doubt. What a great way to promote a classy event.
VLFoodWine.com.
Slobbering down food.
No, I am going to be on my best behavior that whole week. You guys will definitely keep me in check. All right, that's VL Food Wine. Well, I didn't know what else we got on the agenda today. I guess you guys looking forward to the festivities this evening. Shirley, you going to come out?
Yes, I will.
Lubie?
Actually, right after this, we're going to be heading home, and then I'll come back. My wife, she's a huge fan of Batch. Like we were saying, before you even came in here, before you ever talked to anyone, I had already been here a few times, and they do a really good job. We love this area. It's nice and easy to get to between Sunrise and Broward on Federal Highway. So excited to get out. And it is the holiday season. I was talking to some of the people here, and it's funny, like we work and we're in our own grind, but a lot of the different businesses are having holiday parties. They're having get-togethers. And it's cool to see like this area, whatever South Florida is, and this time of the year, even South Florida becomes happy and go lucky, and we are not yelling at each other all the time. So it's nice. I'm actually starting to get into the December vibes.
Yeah, I've even noticed on Let's Eat that there are less
Bitching.
receipts coming through and people bitching about surcharges and salad dressing surcharges. We didn't really discuss that one yet here on the
Wait,
group.
what?
What's
Is
that
that a
now?
thing?
Yeah, there was
Oh, to charge for lettuce or whatever?
no,
No, we
not
did
the
that
extra
one.
lettuce. We talked about this
We did that
past weekend.
The mayo?
A woman went, I guess, to a diner type establishment up in Delray Beach called Granger's, which earlier this year was sold to a new family that's running it. And it's kind of, more of a lunch joint, burgers, sandwiches, that kind of thing. Well, I guess this woman went in dinner time. I don't know. But she basically ordered a turkey, or her husband ordered a turkey sandwich. And I guess the waitress, she didn't like that the waitress didn't understand that she wanted Thousand Island dressing on the side of the sandwich. Sandwich usually comes with mayonnaise.
Mm-hmm.
There was, I guess, miscommunication, but the first time the sandwich came out with mayo on it, but no Thousand Island dressing. The second time it came out with no mayo on it and mayo on the side. Finally, the third time around, it came out with Thousand Island dressing on the side as requested, but she was dismayed to learn that the final receipt had a 75-cent surcharge for the Thousand Island dressing, because on the menu it clearly states that any substitutions, there might be an extra charge, and it also clearly states on the menu that Thousand Island dressing is a
No, they actually
75
said it.
Yeah, it's on the menu.
Right.
The question, though,
Who gets Thousand Island dressing anymore anyway? I mean,
I do.
you're
Like a
fan,
Russian
yeah?
on a sandwich, I guess. It's like a Russian dressing kind of a thing. I guess. I
so
don't know.
here's the thing. The sandwich comes with mayonnaise on it. Should it be reasonable request that if you just say, hold the mayo, but bring, Thousand Island on the side, that's considered an even swap, and they shouldn't bring the
That's still a substitution,
charge.
right? Substitution is
Yeah.
trading off. There's still a substitution.
Now, by the letter of the law on the menu, restaurant has the right to charge that 75 cents. However, I think if this group, the vibe I got from her post, in that it was a complete revenge post, like she wanted she basically threatened the restaurant and saying, if you charge me for this 75 cents, I'm going to write a bad review everywhere. And the owner said, go ahead.
I heard she had hired Jack Smith to pursue
And
a
not only
civil
did
suit against the restaurant.
Not only did she post it on Let's Eat, she posted on all the local Delray
Oh my
Beach
God.
It's a little
Facebook
over
groups.
the top.
She
For
She
75
posted
cents, for
on
God's sake.
Lady,
Yelp,
75 cents.
and she, of course, the classic line is, "This isn't about 75%."
It is. It 100% is.
And it is.
What is it? Yeah.
And
It is.
I say it's not about on the owner's point of view, the restaurant's point of view. It's not about the 75 cents. It's about charging what some people call an asshole tax.
Yes, well, that's what it is.
If they were assholes,
Well, they
and
made
were
her 3 sandwiches. Now, they blew it the first couple of times.
No, they just scraped off.
I
bread.
don't know. I would consider that like a sort of a straight up substitution in general. If somebody said, "Hey, listen," and it's on the menu, like you said, it's going to be 75 cents extra if you mention Russian dressing. Okay, so I'll pay the 75 cents. I mean, well, what are you going to do? The sandwich didn't sound like it was unreasonable anyway.
No, it's
To
only
begin with,
it was only $13,
Yeah.
and now you see some turkey sandwiches going for $15 or $17.
Not uncommon.
I said she should have just got it with the mayonnaise, Mix in a little bit of
Yeah,
ketchup.
that's what someone just said.
Chop
Scott,
up some pickles.
Mayo and ketchup. There
Yeah.
you go. You have
Throw
your
some
advertisement.
ketchup in there, and a couple of scallions. I don't know. As Kevin pointed out, and he seems to appreciate this, being in the business. Look, you're trying to accommodate everybody. Reminds me of Reno and the people at Heritage, and the whole policy there is that you're not always right, but I can't see making a stink about the 75 cents.
Oh, she made a
to the
stick. All
point
right.
where people are piling on, like you were talking about abortion laws in Texas or something. I mean, it's 75 cents. Just either pay it, don't go back there, or don't trash the place.
So I wouldn't even
After-
notice. I'm not that. I'm weird about prices, but some things like that I wouldn't even notice on a chicken.
Yeah.
75 cents.
After this woman posted her post, and I saw, people started, buzzing
Piling
in on it
on,
and
yeah.
whatever. And I said, first of all, we're only getting one side of the story. I have a feeling that the way they handled themselves, anytime
They try
anybody
to be
says,
accommodating.
anytime somebody who's writing one of these flaming reviews said, and we weren't rude at all,
Right.
that means like they probably
were
started
jerk-offs.
off with guns blazing and just
were
yelling at
jerk-offs,
everybody and
100%.
everything. But I wrote a satire post based off of that with my like sample fantasy
I saw
word
that.
conversation.
Yeah, that was good.
And
That
I was
was
very
vintage Mayo right there. That
I was very
unbelievable.
gratified that did much bigger
Did better.
numbers in terms of the original.
But it's better to be feared than loved.
Well, no, but the thing is that everybody was reading that and kind of, and then some people were chiding me like, very immature of you to make fun of that other post. I was like, no, it's not. She
It's
deserved
immature,
it.
immature her.
You
Yeah.
love it because secretly, as we've said many times on the show, you do have some kind of a thing about the people,
Oh yeah.
especially the ones that complain.
Most
On
of
Let's
them
Eat South Florida.
are great, and but some of them,
But you wouldn't know about places like this if it wasn't for Let's Eat South
Right.
Florida too, which is fantastic. I mean, you might have heard of it or whatever, but having seen the show today, and we can attest to it, that dish is irresistible right there. This braised.
It's great.
that
short
short
rib
rib
dish,
with
yeah,
the
yeah.
mashed
The biscuits
potato,
are as
sweet
good as any
potato
biscuit
mash,
you'll have.
the drop biscuits.
I'd
You,
look
you,
it up.
you didn't
South.
even mention the crunch on the biscuit there, Mike.
The biscuit's fantastic.
I couldn't. How could I mention it?
And
It
it's
was
homemade
jammed in my
jelly.
throat.
They
I
make
could
homemade
barely
jam.
Your teeth were
breathe.
falling out. Yeah.
Um,
We're having to resuscitate you on the floor here before you were able to speak again. But
we got to do one more break. Is that correct,
We do,
there,
we do,
Lubie?
we
And
do.
before we do that, let me put in the good word for
you know
our
what's
friends.
good about this break, though? It's going
What?
to be well lit.
Oh yeah, only toppled over
Only
two
give me
times.
20 minutes.
Said it was totally
If
gonna
people could see
topple
the
over.
behind-the-scenes stuff that goes on.
It's
on the
comedy,
show,
and,
yeah.
I just love Kevin wanted to jump in and help. I'm like, it's okay.
Well, he's a very hands-on
came to the
operator.
rescue,
I
man.
appreciate it. He's
You
like,
know that a place is good when the
He's like the
owner,
owner.
If
founder,
you were floating in the
jumps
Florida
in.
Straits, you would want this guy on your boat. I mean,
It's
for
just-
sure. He'd be
and
able to
he's
fix
got
it.
he's got the tape, the
He was
duct
ready.
tape ready at the helm. So he's a very handy guy. Tropical Acres. Kevin
He
was
referenced
mentioning
it,
how
yeah.
he's jealous of Tropical Acres because of
They are the most polarized.
They're
all,
polarizing.
all the banter and back and forth that it gets on Let's Eat. Jack Studiali, who is the owner, he is great and gracious, and he understands the
He loves it
hospitality
too.
business.
Yeah, he loves it.
He
too.
understands that not every place is for everybody. That's his line. But Tropical Acres is for me because I don't understand anybody who doesn't like it. It's got great value. It's been in business since 1949. It means they know what they're doing. Family run. Tremendously professional floor staff,
Exuding
bartenders,
class.
exuding class. And of course, they've got the unbelievable
Do they have the best?
dishes.
They might have
Tropical.
the best prime rib in the city.
prime rib.
You know,
Prime rib's
certainly on the
fantastic.
value
I'm not even a prime rib
scale,
eater.
but
They're
I
prime
mean,
rib
just
fans.
in
Prime
general.
rib is, I don't know about world famous, but certainly regional famous. And then you've got things like the filet mignon. And again, happy hour in the bar, 4:30 to 6:30 every day with the half price drinks, including the premium brands, all kinds of light bites. And of course, Monday, Tuesday, half price wine night. Got the holidays coming up. Get in there. Christmas Day, they're open, and New Year's Eve, they're open. 1 to 8 p.m. Christmas Day, and then 4 to 10 p.m. on New Year's Eve. Get
You
at
do feel
reservation.
like family when you come in there too. The way
Yeah.
they treat you. I mean, even if you're a first-time starter going into Tropical Acres, you feel like you belong in a place. That's a great thing to be able to bring about that kind of vibe.
And you know how old school it is? They don't have the online reservations platform.
That's funny.
What you have to call them for a reservation, 954-989-2500, and they have these yellow legal pads where they have all these lines with the different time
That's
slots,
funny.
and they fill it up by hand. And I've gone in there and I've seen the sheets and they're filling up. But like for Thanksgiving, they had all these yellow legal pads with, 1,100 covers they
Oh
did
my
that
God.
night. So it's
Wow.
probably like 400 different parties and
That's
names.
funny.
but they do it the old-fashioned way, and I love that because I'm an old-fashioned kind of guy.
You're an old fart.
It's a throwback place, and Tropical Acres.
No, it's kind of cool. It's very personal the way they
Yeah.
treat everybody. It's
great. You feel like you matter there.
Yes.
And
you don't have somebody at the desk going, "Do you have a reservation?"
No,
and
no.
the place is empty, and you're saying, "No, we just came in off the street. It looked appealing." And they go, "Well, we'll have to check and see if we can accommodate." No, I mean, you come in there, you just feel welcome, man. It's great.
And Jack,
you like to venture to the bar there for the.
I do.
The happy hour is
I
fantastic.
love starting off with a little bit of a pregame at the bar.
We'll do a great happy hour. Monday
Jack
through Friday.
Studiali and his sons, Joe and Jackson, will take great care of you, and they're itching to get back on the Lunchbox again. I said after
okay.
the
Oh,
New
I
Year,
love
Yeah,
to
let's
go
go.
back there.
because they're
New
happy,
Year.
even though they don't have lunch service, they are happy to kind of be featured on the Lunchbox.
I wouldn't want Mike Mayo
They
coming
were
in for a
fun.
special seat.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
I'm not doing a single bite of a prime rib though.
No, but we wouldn't know about that pasta if we hadn't done the show
That's
there.
right.
That's true.
You wouldn't order that. You would have mocked it. You would have.
No, no, no.
Did what
It
you
would have
did
been
at
one of your
Defo.
things. Don't order that in a steak place.
the
And that
beauty of the
pasta's
Lunchbox.
fantastic.
You're unbelievable.
I'm all about the exploration and
Yeah.
the wonder of
You've opened
the
your mind in a
local
couple of years.
culinary
Lunch,
landscape.
you've opened it up a
Yeah,
little
right.
bit.
All right, let's take that last break, and we'll come back to wrap up this edition after these words.
Oh, Jesus, you caught me in the middle of fried chicken fest.
It's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6. The early bird special runs from 4:30 to 5:30, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Want great Italian food in a beautiful beachfront setting? Have I got the place for you? Casa Calabria at the Ocean Manor Resort, 4040 Galt Ocean Drive in Fort Lauderdale. Highly rated across all the restaurant review platforms and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. Delicious, authentic Southern Italian food in a cozy dining room overlooking the Atlantic. Live music in the lounge, full bar, and a great wine list. Owner Frank Talrico takes great pride in his family recipes from his native Calabria. Fresh fish and seafood, veal, house-made pastas, and marinara sauces smooth as silk. You gotta try the imported meats and cheeses on the antipasto platters, and don't miss that ricotta gnocchi. Fluffy little pillows straight from heaven. Casa Calabria, open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday, closed on Mondays. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, it's Mike Mayo. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova, or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets. They've got eggs Benedict. They've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach, Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there, tell them that the Lunchbox sent you.
We're back here on the Lunchbox. A lot of people on the Let's Eat group are putting in their holiday queries. What's open near me? Where should I go for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day? Here at Batch, they're going to be open both Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, but closing a little bit earlier on Christmas Eve and opening a little bit later on Christmas Day. But go onto their website. You can check it all out.
Yep.
And we got to talk about also open through the holidays. A great place to celebrate with family and friends is the Rappaport Restaurant Group family of restaurants. And that's if you find yourself up in that southern Palm Beach area in Boca and Delray Beach, you've got your pick of the litter between all those great Burt Rappaport restaurant groups. Max's Grill in Meisner Park in Boca, where we'll be next week.
Yep.
Burt and Max's out in West Delray with our friend Buddha, who's running the show there. The general manager does a great job. Deck 84, where we were last week, up on the Intercoastal in Delray Beach. And, of course, Prezzo, Italian restaurant. Our friend Eddie Pozzoli is running the show there. 2 locations, Palm Beach Gardens and Boca Raton, for your Italian comfort food needs. Again, all of them are open for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Just check out their website at rappaportrestaurantgroups.com. And you could check out, what you're in the mood for.
Yep.
All their different restaurants. They do a great job.
That General Chow's cauliflower still stuck with me. That was one of those dishes. This definitely takes the prize here for me.
It's a
the
bourbon.
The short rib.
Yeah, we were talking with Kevin a
Wow.
little bit more about the construction of the short rib.
I didn't try the chicken and waffles, but you
bourbon-
looked like you did a nice job on that.
Bourbon glazed short rib, and he's explaining the technique. They jump it get it in the fryer a little bit to crisp it up. And they got the
instead of like braising it first, how people normally do it, they do it in the fryer, which is actually very innovative.
comes out tender, and it's got that little nice crunch exterior on it. And again, they drizzle that
Flavors
bourbon
are enormous.
glaze, and that's a great dish. And I tell you what, if you cut up the chicken from the fried chicken and waffles and don't put it on the honey, but swipe it through the sweet potato mash there, that's a bite that works. And that's why when I like to come out to eat Defo, I don't know about you, but I like
to order
to
one of everything.
You're futzing around.
I like to order what they call
Not everybody can do that.
family style. I don't like when everybody says, no, that's my entree, and that's nobody stick your fork in it. I like when you get family style, and everybody can split it up and put a little bit of bites on.
This would be the way to approach it, though. Get a bunch of different things here
at
Batch and try them and see what your favorites are. But can't go wrong with anything. I mean, all of it was just absolutely top notch. Congratulations to Kevin and the staff here. And a very, very impressive place.
And before we go,
all of your rave reviews were justified, Michael.
Before we get into Delaware Chicken Farm and the great work that they're doing, I just want to ask, specifically Lubie, one day later, has the sting of the Dolphins' defeat gotten any less, or is this feeling worse?
I've just accepted it. The fact that the news came out yesterday that Connor Williams is out for the year, I've accepted that their season's over. So I'm in the acceptance phase of the grieving process, and it's another Dolphins
9-8 is
disaster.
Well, the season's not over, but do you think like number 1 seed and first round bye are now?
I'm not as bad as I think they'll beat the Jets, but I don't know if they'll beat the last 3 teams. So that's 10-7 or 11-6, and they should win the division, which is cool. This idea of finally winning a first round playoff series, I think that's. Or playoff, I'm sorry, they don't do series. Playoff game, I think that's sort of gone by the wayside. And this pomp and circumstance that was going into this last week sort of has puttered out to me and sputtered out like the Dolphins of the 90s.
I did not see the latest HBO Max Hard Knocks episode, which I guess included the Monday night game. I don't know how you do that
it's
turnaround.
Sad and depressing. I don't even know what that means. I don't know if I want to watch it or not.
Well, it's going to.
I just lived through the freaking thing.
But you have to understand your friend Jim Sarni and our friend Jim Sarni, he enjoys watching LSU McNeese State women's college basketball. Final 133-44. At one point, LSU scored 47 straight points, and he considers that entertainment.
What was the spread on that game?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think it was 89.
-7.
I would imagine the over-under might have been 89. I don't know about the spread. I mean, that was ridiculous.
I'm trying to get Sarni out here tonight. I hope we
come.
get him because he was
Sarni,
very,
come on, my friend.
hitting me with his usual barrage of questions of, well, there's going to be a band. Are you going to be playing? I was like, yeah, I'm going to be playing the cowbell.
Did you play a musical instrument as a child?
I played the bass
Oh,
clarinet.
the accordion, didn't you?
No, I took some piano lessons. I have no musical
He
talent. No
was such a
accordion.
jerk off.
Yeah, I
he
know.
was such a jerk.
But I don't. You know, one of the songs, and this
I was
is
always sad when the kid was
Like,
in
who
your
played
group
an
and he had the
accordion?
accordion case. He had to schlep around a Hebrew school. I mean, it was ugly.
I took piano lessons, and this is seared in my brain. And you guys rekindled these kind of horrific flashback memories from the morning show. The clip that you're playing as an intro now. One of the songs that I played
No.
poorly on the
No,
piano.
you light on my
Light
life.
up my life.
Light
No.
up my
No.
life.
He hates that
Dun,
song.
dun,
He
dun,
Even
literally
Debbie
told
Boone,
Debbie
who
Boone that.
sang the song and made millions with it, hates the song.
And this is why I basically, purposely sabotaged any piano playing and dumped that. But
I'd
then
like to hear you on the keyboard
junior
tonight.
high band, I
Yeah.
played the bass clarinet, and then bass clarinet because
Wow.
that's
Good for
the
you.
big boy.
Yeah,
Good for you.
And jazz bands, I kind of like that big old things, tubas.
It's good to
bass
have a little
clarinets.
music in your life. It really is.
It
I played
is,
a
and
trombone for
I
1 year.
did some dancing
Trombone.
last weekend. The world needs more dancing. I
There
think.
you go. A place that
and-
makes me dance as we get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime I think of protein, is
Oh, you're
Delaware
talking
Chicken
about
Farm and Seafood Market. Yeah, because we're
Delaware.
getting ready out of here.
I
and
know. We got to
Kevin,
get going. We got things
I
to
want
do,
get
places
away
to
from there. We're
go.
gonna be back here in like an hour.
But if you want to see me dance, come out here tonight for our.
Yes, we'll
I
be
don't think
dancing
you'll be
around.
dancing. I don't believe you will.
There's going to be a band. I'm going to be dancing.
down to
You
dance.
guys could
My
video
wife
it.
is
Lovely
here, I'll
Val Law,
dance.
will she be dancing
No,
with
she's out of town for a
Oh,
week.
okay.
She has
So you're going to
some
be dancing with some other
family
chick that you don't even
business.
know yet.
No, he's not going to be doing that.
No,
He's going to be enjoying himself with all of you.
Oh, good.
That's it.
Oh, that's right.
Just like
With
we
some
do
of the-
every time we're at Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood.
There
What,
you go.
Let's
Way
Eat
to bring
South
it
for Florida subscriber. We'll be dancing with Mike Mayo.
Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, 4191 North State Road 7. It's the place to go for your home cooking, entertaining needs this holiday season. Whether you're getting some of their pristine seafood, fish, stone crab claws, shrimp from the Keys, whatever you need,
The
they have it.
sausage, the beef, the
Sausage,
poultry.
the
I mean,
poultry. They've got ducks and capons. If you want to
Capon.
have a nice little dinner party
Smaller.
for New Year's Eve, very classy stuff. Go in there. You see our man Gene or Jose.
the whole
Or
staff.
you'll
they do
still
it.
see Doug
Jose
Carter
was
in there.
especially happy last
Yeah,
weekend. It
no,
was great seeing him.
we got big things
There's
coming
lots
in.
of reasons to be.
Good things coming in 2024 for everybody out at Delaware Chicken and Seafood. Go out there. They're open 7 days. Go online to DelawareChicken.com for the weekly specials and daily offerings and tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
And hopefully we see you here today at between 5 and
All
7
right,
or
yeah,
even
come
earlier.
dance with Mike Mayo. Dance with
20%
Mayo.
off if you mention
couple-
Lunchbox.
Are you going to be eating again? Or are you going to be
Of
on the
course.
remote?
He's not
Oh
going to
my
not
God.
eat and be
You
here.
kidding me? That's like 3 hours from now.
You'll be
That's 2
starving
meals
by then.
later.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We'll hope to see you later.
Yeah,
and
come
Stay
on now,
dry.
please. We'd
Stay
love to see
dry,
ya.
people. Yeah.
enjoy every biscuit, every chicken and waffle, every short rib. Enjoy every sandwich.